Fingo.
Absolutely, a good PvP, and we see once again Mirno is microing his probes to force them onto the close mineral patches. Very smart play, which put him ahead slightly in the last game, even though it didn't end up mattering at all.
Yeah, pretty much not at all. I mean, Mirno just eventually made a death ball. Literally the definition of it. There's just way too much stuff, way too many units. Even when Fingo tried to flank him, Mascot was able to defend it all well.
And
Just
while I say that, I think the 4-gate of Fingo might have actually been able to push into Mirno if Mirno's warp gates weren't that quick. They were faster than Fingo's, so even though it didn't necessarily kill Fingo, it definitely helped defend for Mirno with only 3 gateways. He didn't have to invest as much to do the same kind of defense. And we just see standard play, of course, the 12 gateway for both players, I believe. Oh wait, actually, looks like Mirno has gone for an 11 gateway. Going a little faster. I wonder if he did that last game too.
I don't think he did. Mascot was actually no, this might be similar. Mascot was a little bit quicker to get all this stuff. Remember?
Yeah,
got
I
the
think
gateway up first, got the cybernetics core down quicker, and the
that
simulator
might
went down.
be because of I don't know if he cut probes or delayed probes to do that, but I think it might have been because of the faster mining. He might actually have had enough minerals at 11 supply to drop the gateway faster, and if that is the case, then that is very economical and great way to get a quick lead just by microing your probes well on the minerals. And he's still doing it even at this stage in the game, making sure he's mining as efficiently as possible. But we see probes going around, checking, trying to scout a little bit, checking for proxies of any kind.
Oh wow!
And neither player has scouted the other yet.
Yeah, neither player hasn't just yet. It's kind of strange that it's taken to take him so long.
So once again, the cybernetics core for, sorry, what was the name we were supposed to call him? Oh, I wish I could remember. Well, Mirno. Mirno's warp gate is quite a bit ahead. It's at least 10 to 15 seconds ahead. So once again, he gets that nice advantage, and neither of them is getting a second gas yet. So I think we might be seeing a double 4-gate.
Yeah, potentially double 4-gate. Wouldn't be surprised if Monroe maybe went 3-gate. Interesting. Huh, interesting. Fingo was about to drop a second gas, but didn't. Meanwhile, we do see that Mascot is right now throwing down. Oh, Mascot this time is going to 4-gate. So we can see a lot of early pressure play.
We also see Mirno. It is a double 4-gate. Both players did not get their gases, so they decided to 4-gate. And I think based on what they both scouted, they decided they absolutely needed a 4-gate. Because both players are saving up chrono boost a little bit for their warp gates. We actually see a huge amount of chrono boost on Mirno's gateway. I don't understand, or warp gate. Sorry, on Mirno's nexus, and I don't know why he's not spending it on his chrono boost or on his warp gates. I suppose they are almost done, so he might be chrono boosting out units from his warp gates very soon.
We do see that kind of EVV time play where there are a couple pylons here. Mascot is should be warping in some units here fairly soon. Warp gate upgrade is done. One pylon will be completed, so
Yes, it's a very aggressive 4-gate attempt. He even sent the Stalker very early, microing it to try to force those pylons to do damage.
Oh, and look at that. Mascot actually, great job, micro actually traps the Zealot right here.
This is the danger. We already see more units for Mascot. He had his warp gates slightly faster because of the way he had microed his probes initially. So he actually had more Stalkers for a decent amount of time, and every single warp gate cycle will be faster for Mirno than for Fingo.
Yeah, he's about to get a couple of Zealots more in there, so I have to focus a little bit more on the micro. I think Fingo will be able to hold this off, though. I think there's just going to be way too many units. Fingo's going to be able to replenish in his own base.
I think you're right. I think the micro for Fingo is just a little bit better, and the warp gate timing has actually kind of equaled out. I think one of the players was microing a little too much, probably Mirno, and yeah, Mascot Mirno has actually just put himself back a little bit, even though he had the advantage initially. I think this attack has to fall back, and it is a little too aggressive, but he has no second gas yet, and he is really not prepared to come back from this attack. And in fact, if he loses these 2 pylons, he will be significantly behind. Micro for Fingo is just so good. Mascot is losing a lot of units. I think he needs to get out of here, or he's going to lose this game. He has some chance at recovery, and he is microing against this one zealot, but he needs to run away. There we go. And a second gas is taken right away from Mascot over here in the blue right corner.
So everything's kind of staled off and evened out. Right now, Fingo is actually up. So
You do see a sentry, however, for Mascot. So we do know that he is playing very smartly, very defensively, and he does not want to die to a counterattack with all the huge amount of units that are there for Fingo. And I don't believe without pylons, there really won't be any opportunity to break a sentry force field defense. This 4-gate cannot attack unless it has a lot of pylons put down, and then the zealots give you vision and you warp into the high ground. So that's the unfortunate thing, but he does have a decent number of stalkers, so he can still get that vision and force units to hide away from the ramp and maybe eventually push up further. And we do see the pylon now going down right next to the ramp, but I don't know if this will happen.
Fingo does a great job blocking off. Pylon does get cancelled. He's gonna put a couple down, which is smart. There's only 2 sentries in the field. I think you get off one more shield. And,
and not the best force field. He left too many units, and now I think this counterattack is definitely going to kill him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of vision right now inside the base. So once the sentries go down, it's going to be rerunning. Oh, look at him. One last shot is able to get several. Wow. Able to get several units in, but another force field.
There's just way too many units.
Stalkers cannot get in, man. This is not good for him.
Well, but he can keep warping in onto the high ground. Once he gets the next warp in, he can keep warping in more units. We'll see if that happens. And yes, more units, more stalkers are warping in onto the high ground, and I think this might be GG very soon. I don't think there are any more one more force field.
Oh wow.
For Mascot, but I don't know if he will hold off.
This is incredible, like.
Very good micro battle.
Yeah, good micro battle. Good use of force fields. He's able to constantly put those down and get those stalkers. Yeah. That's actually good. He doesn't get the stalkers in there and gets them trapped. So, wow, Mascot able to hold it off.
If you look at the food count and the unit count, Mascot is actually quite a bit ahead in units now. That did not go well at all for Fingo because of the force field. There's great force fields from Mirano, good micro. Did not let all of his units die there. And he defended very well. I'm actually very amazed by it. I did not expect him to hold that at all, let alone come out ahead like that. And what would we see now? A robotics facility coming down for Mascot. And we do see a Twilight Council for Fingo, so this should be very interesting. And Blink going down immediately for Fingo, so no DTs just yet.
Nope, not at all. Robo facility, I don't see anything else is going to go on. Mascot, though, is looking like it's in a good position, and I don't know why Fingo's keeping these units here at the bottom. I guess he could force field the bottom ramp, but he needs to get a couple more sentries in there to continue doing what he wants to do. Oh, no. Right now, Mascot has a fairly decent force right now, has got quite a few Zolds, but cannot out-miss micro these and get them caught.
And very smart play from Mascot here, warping units in on the low ground to force an engagement so that...
Stalkers are trapped, though. Stalkers are trapped on the main base. Zolds do get out. Force field needs to disappear. I think he's got enough energy to drop one more. And
great force field from Mascot.
Wow.
Trapped in. Blink is not done yet. It is almost done, but I don't know if it'll finish in time. There are about 10 seconds left, 15 seconds left, and no, I think all of these stalkers will die before Blink is done, and that's very, very bad for Fingo. He might save one stalker, but I don't even know about that. And I think we might even see a GG very soon. The food count has dipped very, very low for Fingo, and he is giving one last ditch effort to a Dark Shrine here, and that will be his only opportunity. We see Mascot is playing very well and building his expansion to make sure he gets ahead even more. But Proxy Pylon does go down for Fingo near the natural of Mascot, and we will see if DTs warp in. But there is already a robo facility and an observer out, so I doubt that will do anything. We'll probably see GG as soon as he sees the little ripple of the observer.
Yep. Looking right now, we see that Mascot is making a nice little push. I think Fingo actually does see this kind of coming a little bit towards the end. No big deal for Mascot because he's got such a massive force right now. A lot of stalkers, a lot of sentries, zealots, and yep, Pylon will scout this out. The problem is once that observer gets in the mix, those DTs are going to be absolutely useless. Absolutely, absolutely useless. So at this point, what I think Mascot needs to do the finishing blow, he needs to put down a pylon to warp in some more units. Meanwhile, Fingo, what he needs to do is pray for a miracle. And look at that, a precautionary force field by Fingo. If you saw that, he just threw down a force field almost for no reason. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have a couple DTs entering the battle. I don't know if there's an observer around where he is at. This could be a little bit of trouble for Mascot. He'll just need to... Oh, he actually see the shadows and...
Saw it. Good force fields, and he knows all he has to do is wait for
there it is.
his
There's
observer
the
to come back, and that's probably going to be GG. He killed one probe with 2 Dark Templars dying. Very cost inefficient.
Ooh.
Blink is now going down. Oh, and he canceled the Nexus. I don't understand that play because he is so far behind. If he attacks with his units and keeps pumping units, he will probably die.
I think he was interested. I think he's now at the point he understands he's so behind. He's interested in just getting unit amount. He knows that if he gets pressed right now, he's going to get absolutely obliterated.
The problem is, I think there's absolutely no way he can win at this point if he attacks. So I think he definitely should have kept his expansion and tried to just, get more money and more units eventually. And then, small advantages, like at an earlier point like this, if, and we do see an expansion. So I think that was just, he was afraid and he didn't want to die right away and he wanted to maybe put on some pressure. I don't know why his units are all at the top position though. I don't know if he can even engage at all, and there's probably going to be force fields anyway. We see Blink in, aggressive Blink, so I don't know if that was the wisest
This is going to be a GG. This is too many units. All these units are going to get wiped out. More Blink Stalkers get into the mix. Zealots are all pretty much gone for Fingo. And Mascot just too big of a force.
Yeah, this is why I don't think it was a good idea to attack. I think he didn't expect Blink like that, but even still, I think it was a big mistake.
And once this pylon gets finished off, 37 supply, and he knows, GG.